Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Amber and today we're going to do my first infill. So these nails are about like 4 weeks old and I forgot to take a before picture, but here's a picture of her set that she decided to get a month ago, and I am removing her top coat, her shiny top coat, with a 5-in-1 bit. I believe it is a medium grit bit. I got this off Amazon and I think the brand is Pana. So I'm just going to be removing the top coat here, and there has been no lifting on her nails, which I was super proud of. I was like, great, I actually did the correct steps for prep because she has really, really oily nails. So I was scared that she was going to lift because she always lifts all the time with press-ons and stuff. So here I'm just pushing back the cuticle. She has a minimal cuticle, really. It's like her fingers are so tiny, you have no idea. Like they're super tiny and skinny, so it's not a lot. Here I'm just using the, I think it's called snakehead bit, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm going really lightly here, and the pressure I'm using, it's 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. And like I said, I'm doing this with very light pressure because I use not just this bit, but two other ones. So the least amount just to get things off the fingernail, the natural nail, I meant to say. Then I just dust off the dust, and here I'm going in with a tapered diamond bit. Again, the same, I think it's 4,000 RPM, the speed that I'm using my drill at. Very light pressure, nothing really crazy here. So this really takes care of like those little edges from the cuticle area, and you can see there like there's quite a bit of little bits, and this just takes care of it. After that, I'm gonna just cut her cuticles, and they're really small. Like her fingers are super small, so it's minimal what I have to cut off. And I am terrified of doing it. I'm like super careful. You're gonna see here that I'm like going in with like no fear, but it's really because it's sped up a little bit. But I am terrified of cutting cuticles just because I'm terrified of cutting my own. So I was going really slow here, just making sure that I don't cut her. And after that, I did pick up a little diamond ball bit just to make sure that I got like all the skin, because as you can see, I sometimes you can't get every single little bit of skin. So this little ball bit helps me tremendously in getting everything that I left behind off, because it doesn't cut the skin at all. Now, after I dust off all the debris and stuff, I'm gonna use my Young Nails, I believe it's called Swipe, and my dehydrator. Even though the Young Nails Swipe does dehydrate, I still like to dehydrate her nails because she's so oily, and I just want to make sure there's no moisture on her natural nail. And then I use my Young Nails Protein Bond. I do 2 coats, and this just worked the first time we did her nails, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep the same routine. And yeah, this is the second coat. Now we're going to be using the Not Polish BLOSSOM-ILITIES acrylic. I did a swatch video on I think it's the Blooming On collection, and this is the first acrylic that she had underneath, and she said, no, I don't want to change my color, I like this color. So here I'm just applying her the small beads around the cuticle area. Now, again, I am a beginner. My application is not the best. I know that. But I think I'm getting a little better. Just practice makes perfect. That's all. That's what I've learned over time. And it's been maybe a little bit less than a year since I started doing actual nails. So I started with press-ons, and then I said, okay, well, I'm not interested in actual nails. But then I was like, what if I could do some nails? So it's been a little bit less than a year since I started. So and I haven't practiced every single day since then. But my daughter was kind enough to say, yeah, no problem. You can practice on real fingers on me, because she knows I can't function with me having nails. So she loves getting her nails done, and she's like, well, they're free, they're for me. So here I am practicing on her at no charge. And she's like, well, if you cut me, I guess you cut me. I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't want to do that. So I'm like trying to be extra careful, even though I'm just practicing on her. Now, one thing I did forget to do before I started applying everything, this had to be done around like the prep process. I did not file her sidewalls, just kind of like to sharpen up her nails. I didn't file them, and I was like, what am I missing? Why are these nails looking so wide and so lumpy and stuff? And then I thought, okay, well, lumpy, I know it's because my application's not the best, but they look a little wide. And then I remembered, oh, like I'm supposed to file the sidewalls before I go in with anything, you know, any dehydrator or any primer or anything. So yeah, that was my bad. And now I know, looking at the video, I was like, okay, yeah, I totally missed that. Now, after the application, I'm going to be grabbing just a hand file and just taking off that sticky layer, because like I said in my last video, I tend to work with odorless monomer, so it does leave a sticky layer. This hand file is, I believe it's a 150, and I love this file just for surface filing. So I said, okay, what if I can do the surface filing while also taking off that sticky layer? And it actually worked. So I'm here just taking off that sticky layer, and then I go in with a ceramic 5-in-1 bit. And this is an extra fine grit, and this worked absolutely perfect. It didn't file off too much. It just, I think it's my favorite one at this point for just surface filing. And I go in with the cuticle area first, and you're gonna see I come back and just do like a whole nail kind of filing with this bit, and it worked wonders, really. going in with an 80/80 grit file, which is the coarse file. I'm going to be just filing on her sidewalls and the free edge. Now, even though I didn't file at the beginning before any application or any dehydrator primer, I still don't have like a lot to file because she didn't want them like super coffin, even though I did go in a little bit. It's just like my pet peeve. It's either coffin or not coffin for me. But it's like right in the middle. Not super, like not an extreme coffin, but it's just like a normal coffin shape. So like I said, I'm not filing too much either because this is a coarse file. So the work that it does is just great because I don't have to keep filing because it's not coarse enough. So I love this 80/80 to just file the sidewalls and the free edge. It saves my wrist, saves my fingers from kind of cramping. So I love it. Here, as you can see, I grabbed a sanding band. This is a 180 grit, which I believe is a medium grit. And just to get rid of any lumps or bumps that I feel are necessary to get rid of. It really, as you can see, it's not a lot that I am filing because when I took off the sticky layer with the 150 file, it was good. Like all the lumps were gone. And especially because they're like short nails. There's not a lot of material there to work with, not a lot of product. So it's just easier for me to, or just quicker in general, to just file these little nails. She also did ask me if I could clean the bottom of her nails, like the underneath, and I was like, yeah, for sure. And I was so proud of myself because these nails underneath were not lifted either. So they were like super glued to the acrylic, and I was like, oh my gosh, well, I guess that protein bond is like amazing. So as of now, like my favorite product, the Young Nails protein bond is just great. And here I'm just going to take a cuticle oil. This is just one from Amazon. And I seen this hack on the internet where you put some cuticle oil when you want to buff the nails, and it makes a big difference. And to be honest, it's a little better. It's not, oh my God, life-changing to me. But it is very, it doesn't leave as much dust, that's for sure. But I mean, it is nicer than just buffing with the regular buffer. So it worked pretty good. I think I'm going to keep it until there's something better, but it's not like, oh my God, everyone is going to die and, you know, it's life-changing, the world's going to end. It's not that, but it is a little better. Now, I use this polish, gel polish that I got off Amazon, and it was a kit of like 20, or no, not 20, maybe 12 or 14 gel polishes. They are all reflective. So I chose this pink one because she was like, I don't know what I want to get. She was super indecisive, and I said, you know what, we're just going to do reflective gel. She didn't know what it was, and I explained it to her. I showed her videos, and she was like, oh, that looks cute. Let's see how it looks. So I said, no, you can't decide on a design. I'm just going to have to choose for you. We're just going to do reflective. And we went for the pink, and I actually did 2 coats on this just because as you can see, it's not like the most even product to apply. So like the layers are not super even. So I said I'm just going to do 2 coats. So just wiping her her nails here, just taking off that sticky layer from the gel. And now I'm going to use this black gel liner. Like I said in my previous video, these liners actually, for me personally, I like them better than the Kiara Sky liners, just because the Kiara Sky liners just wrinkle on me no matter if it's a thin layer or if it's a thick layer. They just wrinkle on me on the sides every single time, and it's not just one color, it's all of them. And they started kind of like to separate some of them, and I was like, okay, maybe if I just shake them, but I don't know, it's that they're a little finicky to me. At least maybe it's just a bad batch. I don't know, because I love Kiara Sky products. Like, their acrylics are great. I love everything, but just those liners didn't work for me. So I got these off Amazon, like I said, and these were like, what, $30? And they do not wrinkle on me. So I got 3 sets. I got like the nude, I got the glow in the dark ones, and I believe I just ordered the neon ones, just because it's just way quicker. Instead of grabbing a gel polish, putting it on your palette, and you know, getting your brush ready, and these are just quick and easy. I can just go with these. Since I'm a beginner, I just want to get things done in a little faster, just because I'm slow in everything else. So here, I'm just perfecting those smile lines, and we skipped the middle finger because she wanted a little black bow on there. And of course, I'm going to use the Zulay bling adhesive. I did order the cluster gel just because I know that it, even though this glue is great, it's more like for rhinestones, and I need 4 charms. After wiping her nails, I'm just going to apply this KUPA shiny top coat. I am trying it out and see how I like it. And yeah, she wanted shiny, and of course I said, yeah, that makes sense. We want it all to reflect. So I just did the rest of her nails, and I left the middle finger out just because I wanted the glue to really, really dry, and just leave it for last. So after she cured for 60 seconds, I went ahead and put some top coat on her middle finger and cured for another 60 seconds just to make sure everything was good. Wiped her sidewalls to make sure that there was no wide nails happening. And here I'm using the rose oil from Young Nails. It's my favorite. Super, super good. And yeah, that's basically it. You're going to see the nails here. They turned out so good. She was so excited for them. She was like, oh my God, I love them. And I said, well, let's go ahead and see how they look under the flash. And she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, just take a look. You're gonna die. And here they are. So good. So let me know what you think about these nails in the comments, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and see you on the next one.